Hello, and sorry if I look tired, I just woke up. Because I want to take a edit review for Nostalgia Week before I do anything else. And today I am reviewing something that might bring a lot of nostalgia to a lot of people who happen to remember this. What's that? Alright, and that is the Exosuit from Exosquad. Let me see if we can get more light from outside. There. Much better. The main exosuit from Exosquad. I haven't seen the show, so sorry if I butcher anything or mess anything up. I do not have all the pieces to mine because, well, mine was given to me by. I want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Geisman, my woodshop teacher. Thanks for giving this to me. It is really awesome. I really like this toy. Now, let's actually, before I review the toy, I don't have the correct guy who's supposed to be in there, but I do have a guy in there. It's this guy. I know he's from the toy line because his articulation and his design, that, well, he does in fact have the, I can't really shut, there's a hole in the back of his head for a little piece of red plastic to stick into. I don't use that little red piece of plastic when I put mine in there because, well, it's almost impossible to get the darn thing in. So, yeah. Now, let's go for articulation. Yes. You can look left to right. He doesn't have full three. Well, he can look that far either direction, then his big green backpack gets in the way. His arms can do a full 360. They can go in about that much, out about that much. I love that even back when this thing came out, there is still elbow that they actually managed to fit a bicep swivel in both arms on a figure this size. I'll do scaling in a sec. Alright. He does have an elbow joint, he does have an elbow, about 90 degrees of elbow bend, you know. He does not actually have any wrist swivel or anything, no articulation at the hand, and that's due to what he does inside the, that's due to this, which I'll get to in a sec. He can do the, almost do the full splits. His joints are a little loose, but it's an old toy, you gotta understand that. He can go, he can kick that far forward before his leg goes up like that, and he can go that far back. He has about just under 90 degrees of knee bend in both knees, and that's about it articulation wise. Now scale wise, let me go grab something to scale him with. For comparison to scale with this guy, here is Quillfire from the Transformers RID one-step line. Here's a Transformer that's a Spider Jet, which is about the size of a Warrior class Transformer. And of course I'm going to scale him with a Legion class Transformer, and he's about in Legion class. If he was a Transformer, he'd be in Legion class. So yeah, now you know how he scales. I'll use those same things to scale with the mech suit. Now, inserting him into the mech suit, the proper way is, see this little piece of, alright, I know it's hard to see, but there's this little red piece of plastic with a tab on it that goes into a port in the back of his head. I don't use it, as I said earlier, because, well, first of all, it's a pain in the butt to get them in after that. Make sure you got all the panels flipped open on the front of the mech, like that. So yeah, then you slip him in to this little clip that should wrap around his waist. Then you close the panels around his foot. It's kind of hard to do in front of the camera. Yeah, you close the panels that go over his feet, so that none of the other articulation gets in the way. The mech is also almost fully articulated. Yeah, close all the panels so that you got it a little more like that. And that's hard to see, but yeah. And then you take his hands. This is another part I don't do, but you're supposed to take his hands, and there's little handles in here. Let me move this arm out of the way. There's little handles in here, right here, and you're supposed to put his hand over the handles, but due to how his hand's molded, it's a pain in the butt to do. So I don't do it. It hinders some of the articulation on the mech, and I like to have a fully articulated mech. So this has a lot of really good on the mech. Unlike the guy, there's a lot of really good detail. Let's start just on the gun. Up here is really well molded. Everything is excellently molded for what it is. Not to mention hydraulics. They actually put hydraulics on some of the hinges. The artificial hydraulics hinges. I didn't expect that to come from a toy of this age. And this toy's aged fairly well. But then again, it spent most of the time on a ceiling till I got a hold of it. So yeah, let's go articulation. The wings can go about that far up and that far down. I'm just going to put them back up. Arms can go that far back if wings are out of the way. They can also go that far forward. Can go over and about that far. That far. That far. Oh, there is a little butterfly joint. So if you want to aim out a little bit, you can. If you want to aim in a little bit, you can. It's really fun to play with butterfly joints. I'm a little butterfly. Yeah, a butterfly that's gonna kill you. And then you can also close that hinge all the way up and that height to about to having the almost 90-degree. So sorry for if you got any annoyances and all of a sudden. Sorry for the jump cut to. I was asked if my dad wanted to put up the Christmas tree. But Dad is asking me if I wanted to put the tree up today or Friday, so whatever. You'll find out when I put the tree up on Christmas Day, though. And that's because, well, I wanted to be a surprise, so yeah. Just forget that little ramble, let's go back to articulation. Alright, there's no articulation in the gun on this side. There's two guns. There's a machine gun, and the barrel of the machine gun, it rotates like on a nice clicky-clacky ratchet. I love ratchet joints. Don't know how much I love ratchet joints. It is fun to play with. Oh yeah, the elbows are on ratchets, and really sturdy ratchets. They still are really sturdy from when they first. Those ratchets are almost as sturdy as they were when they came off the assembly line. Yeah. All right. Legs can go that far forward, that far back. Yeah, you don't got much leg room because, well, there's a dude inside. Knees can bend about that far It's not very far. It's not even. It's almost unnoticeably minor, and they can actually bend forward a bit, but not all that much. That's just because the guys, and then you got and split and make the feet go up and down. That looks really cool. All right. Now, for comparisons, let's first put the wings are supposed to be on a ratchet, and seems like the wings are supposed to be on a ratchet. Oh yeah, and this again goes up and down. There's supposed to be some firing missiles that fire when you own the wings or something like that. I never got the missile. Oh well, it wasn't there when I got it. So yeah, here he is with a Legion class transformer. Quillfire. Oh, it's Chevy Dread. Here's Quillfire. Going for the glare from my bedroom light. I need to get some proper studio lights or something. Yeah, here he is with Quillfire, and here he is with a Warrior class transformer. Yeah, he would be about Warrior class size. I have taller comparisons are hard to do, but yeah, he's. If I were to line this up properly, yeah. This is about a small warrior class, more of a scout class or whatever, yeah. Yeah, but this guy, now my personal opinion on him. If I actually had seen the show, which I could easily look up, just look it up on YouTube or something. It's most likely. If I've seen if I actually watched part of the show, that would have been awesome. Because I think something like this would intrigue me. Because this is just a small one. This is all I have from that toy line. Now, you're watching. I'm Professor K Spider, and you're watching Nostalgia Week. Here's Roger. Goodbye.